So welcome to the final round, round 6 of our literary pub quiz, What the Dickens? We've had lots of contemporary books mentioned, so we're going a bit historical now, and the round is all about Charles Dickens and different aspects of his work. So first, 2 eponymous characters. Question 1 then. Published in monthly parts from 1843 to 1844, Charles Dickens' 6th novel, written after taking a year off during which he visited America for the first time, it deals with the greed of our eponymous character's relatives, chiefly Mr. Pecksniff, who was hoping to inherit his wealth. So name that character, and by doing so, name the novel. Question 2. Published in monthly parts from May 1849 to November 1850. Dickens' 8th novel is a thinly disguised autobiography which, with many of the storylines mirroring Dickens' own life. So in the story, Dickens displays the unique ability to make the reader see through the eyes of a child, capturing the essence of childhood. So who is that character? The name of the novel. 2 questions on location. So question 3. Eastgate House appears in Dickens' The Mystery of Edwin Drood as the Nun's House, a seminary in Rochester for young ladies run by Mrs. Twinkleton. So what fictional name did Dickens give to Rochester? What fictional name did Dickens give to Rochester? And question 4. In Dickens' time, this street was mainly home to goldsmiths and clothiers. Now, Mr. Jaggers, in Great Expectation, has an office in this street. It's also a TV sketch show and an expression that has come to denote parochialism. So, which was this London street? Situated just outside London Wall, featured in Great Expectations. What was this London street called? Now we've got 2 famous quotes, so all you have to do is name the novel. So question 5. It was the best of times, it was the worst of times. It was the age of wisdom, it was the age of foolishness. It was the epoch of belief, it was the epoch of incredulity. It was the season of light, it was the season of darkness. It was the spring of hope, it was the winter of despair. We had everything before us, we had nothing before us. We were all going direct to heaven, we were all going direct the other way. Name that novel. And another for question 6, another famous quote. Father Time is not always a hard parent, and though he tarries for none of his children, often lays his hand lightly upon those who have used him well, making them old men and women inexorably enough, but leaving their hearts and spirits young and in full vigour. So name that character, or that novel. Same thing. And finally, 2 illustrators of Dickens' stories. The first one was a painter and a sculptor famous for paintings of animals and also for the lions on Nelson's monument in Trafalgar Square. He illustrated the Christmas book by Dickens, The Cricket on the Hearth. Who was he? So a painter and a famous sculptor. Paintings of animals, lions on Nelson's monument, illustrated The Cricket on the Hearth. Who was he? And finally, last question. This Punch illustrator, who also illustrated a famous set of books by the Reverend Charles Lutwidge Dodgson. Already an answer in a previous round. So, who was this illustrator who did illustrations for another of Dickens' Christmas books, The Haunted Man? So, a Punch illustrator, illustrated famous couple of books mentioned already in an earlier round. Illustrated The Haunted Man. Who was he? So we'll have the answers to rounds 4 and 5 first in the next coming videos, and then the answers to the final round, What the Dickens, coming up soon.